Hey everybody, I'm Casey from CaseyFriday.com, and today should be the last day that all of this house is undrywalled. So the drywall is going to come in today, and I've placed my order from Lowe's. The guy called me and said he couldn't find it, and he was going to look for it, and that he should be over here around right now or an hour from now, the last time I spoke with him. So I'm going to do some cleanup before I get ready for that order to be here. And I want to have you take one last look. The ceiling is going to be the first thing that I drywall. Now obviously the first thing I'm going to do is bring the drywall over into that shed behind that air conditioner, and it's 30 sheets of drywall, 2 sheets of insulation to fill in these extra little slats that I forgot, and 3 sheets of hardy backer along with a 61-pound tub of drywall compound. So it's going to take me a while to get that all over in the shed, but once I do, the first thing I want to do is get this covered up, this side of the roof, so that when I get a chance, I can go ahead and put the siding that is on the porch out here up where this temporary sheet of plywood is. And then once I do that, the porch will be completely finished as far as the ceiling on it goes, and it will be sealed, and then the whole house will be sealed. And I've got to say, it's really humid and hot outside, and amazingly enough, it feels like, I don't know, 15 degrees cooler in here than it does outside, which is incredible, just because of all this insulation properly in the walls. So I have a couple of things that I want to show you. I made some purchases from Amazon and I'm still waiting on some things. I went to Lowe's and got some drywall screws the other day, and I think that's going to be enough. 10 pounds will probably be enough for this house. We'll see. I got some awesome drywall taping knives, and this is a nice ceramic or something to use some Flight of the Conchords for you. This is really high quality and I am excited about using it. And I've ordered some other drywall taping knives that have not come in yet, but I have received some of the smaller ones, and I'm sure they're around here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Little putty knife. So this will be used to stir the compound. I'm not really sure what I ordered. I don't know if I ordered the compound that you need to put water in or the one that's already pre-mixed. So I'll find out as soon as it gets here. And then I got this drywall dimpler, and this is basically something that allows you to drive your screws in to the exact depth you want so that you can countersink them just a tad in the drywall. And I didn't have to get a drywall screw gun for this. That's why this is nice. I got 2 of those in case one of them breaks. I got 2 of everything actually, just because I figured maybe I'd have someone out here to help me, maybe not. This is a Stanley FatMax drywall saw. It was really highly rated, and I love Stanley tools. So I figured go ahead and get the FatMax because this is the higher rated one. And then I have these metal drywall tubs, and these guys are stainless steel, I believe. They're really nice, and I don't know what the brand is, but I'll take a look and find out. They are Marshalltown. A lot of people say that it's much better to get these stainless steel tubs than it is to get the plastic tubs, just because it makes cleanup a little bit easier and they last longer, and that's nice. So I've also got this Beadix tape. This is corner tape, so basically you put this tape on top of the compound and then scrape it out, and it makes perfect corners for you, whether that's a corner going inward or outward. And then I've got this guy. This is my RotoZip tool, and this will make cutting out the electrical boxes and light boxes very easy. Underneath this is a Makita orbital sander. So this will make sanding it off and getting super smooth very easy. And then these are the sanding sheets that will go on that. And I've got these guys, which allow you to push up the drywall off the floor a little bit so that you can screw it in and have some space at the bottom. And it's really good to have space in between all this stuff. And then there's just drywall tape. Another thing I have is this T-square from Amazon. The only downside that I found to having this is that I get to see that some of the house is not square. So you can see right here, it comes up and it's not exactly square, but it's close enough so that I'm going to just make some markings and take notes on this, which of these walls are not square, because it's pretty much just this one, this front wall, and then around the door, which sort of explains why the door doesn't completely close, because it's not square. It does close all the way, but it doesn't super hermetically seal. And I am hoping to get, usually I go crazy and say, I'll just get like the whole ceiling in this room done, but I really just want to get this side of the ceiling done. So I don't know how long that's going to take. I don't know how easy it's going to be to score and snap it, and how easy it's going to be to cut little areas like this for these hurricane ties to make sure that there's space for them. But I would really like if I could get this area done, and then I could go buy more of this siding that's out here, finish the porch roof area, and we'll be back with drywall progress. Hey everybody, well, I forgot to take a video when all this stuff first got here, but this is the pile of drywall. It's 5/8 inch and it's fire resistant. You can get a little idea with this what its specs are. If you want to look this up on Lowe's.com, look at those specs and find it yourself. And over here is where I have started putting, I'm gonna go out this way, started placing it in this shed. So behind these two sheets, that is the hardy backer board. So you can tell it only goes up about 5 feet, which is a little more than half of the size of this 4x8 sheet of drywall. Something you might have seen on the way over here is the insulation. I got 2 more sheets of that. So that stuff's gonna be the first stuff to be chopped up and put in place right when I'm done transporting all of this. But I'm gonna put it right here, and there's some bird poop on the ground, so I can tell that some birds have made a home in here. So I'm gonna try to cover this up with a tarp as soon as I get it all in here as best I can, just to make sure that they don't poop on this, because it's just kind of gross. I'm gonna get the rest of the drywall transported. This insulation will be going in the house, and then some of this will be screwed into place, and this thing will be closed up from the inside. How exciting is that? But you can't wait to see what happens next. Well, I finished getting the drywall loaded into the shed, and I am exhausted. I moved a 61-pound tub of drywall compound, and all of the pieces of drywall felt very similar in weight to that. So I'm guessing they were at least 50 pounds. And for proof, I'm not gonna go outside because I don't feel like it. There are the 3 slats where the drywall was once there. I got them all moved into the shed, and I'm thinking they're 50 pounds a piece, and there were 30 sheets, so that's 1,500 pounds of drywall moved without dragging any of it on the ground or using any sort of dolly. So I'm really exhausted, but I did get these 2 sheets of insulation in here. And it's sort of nice because it reminds me when I had the huge shelf of insulation over there, basically, when I had everything in before any of the insulation was in the walls. And it's really nice to see that these 2 are just going to be used for a couple of extra things that need to be insulated that aren't completely full yet. So I'm really happy to finish up the insulation and move on to the drywall. And here's my buddy. Hey, Sunny. Come here, Sunny. Hey, buddy. So there's my buddy helping me out during this. I'm gonna see how much more I can do. I'm really tired. That drywall moving really wore me out. It's kind of hot outside and it's a little bit humid. It's really nice in here. It's really nice and cool in here. I'm enjoying that. I'm going to put the insulation in the wall and then get the drywall started, and hopefully what I can do is get this drywall up there in the ceiling, and I'm gonna start at the top and then make my way down. And the only thing I'm a little bit worried about, I don't know if you can see that bug flying around right there. That's a yellow jacket wasp. And there were a couple of them out here, actually right here on this light fixture outside. I had to kill all of them because I don't want wasps building nests over here. I got stung in the temple as a child right here by a wasp and had to go to the emergency room to get the stinger removed because it was so embedded in me. And that was pretty traumatic, so I'm super afraid of wasps at this point. And I'd really like to make sure that these guys don't come back here, but if I can finish getting this closed in, I won't have to worry about that. So the main thing is if I get the drywall up on the ceiling all the way down and I can take that little roof bit off so I can screw it in, then I can go ahead and put a permanent ceiling on the porch to completely seal that in. And the only extra thing I need to do is I need to rip some 2x4s that go out a little bit further, because you can see those bird's notches. I need, I think, about 4 or 5 inches more to screw into. So I need to rip some 2x4s that are the right height, and I need to get a table saw to do that. So I need to figure out if I'm gonna borrow one from somebody or what I'm gonna do. And then I'll be able to get this thing completely closed in. So next is drywall, and I'm really just stalling by making this video, so I'm gonna get onto the drywall.